And there we go.
Oh, let's do this. Mango dynamic on a roll. Okay, so now this seems to be guiding price action very, very well. Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Shawn and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and cake analysis video. I have Shawn with me today. Shawn, say hi.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Tuesday, is it?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
Right.
Well, happy Wednesday to all of you. It's the middle of the week.
Yeah, it's like such an odd day. It's just there.
Bitcoin doing interesting things.
Yep. So, of course, Shawn, we're going to be starting off with Bitcoin. There's much to talk about today. Specifically, you took a trade.
Indeed.
Right? So we'll be talking about that, as well as only once we're done talking about Bitcoin, will we be jumping on over to the altcoin of the day. And turns out the altcoin of the day is PancakeSwap. Now remember, guys, if you want us to cover any of the altcoins that you are looking at, take this time to get down to the comment section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. Of course, the popular vote wins. Today I was not expecting cake to win, but I guess it's fitting. I'm going to take that as a hint to go and get myself some cake after this video. But yeah, Shawn, are you ready?
Yes, let's do it. Oh, I do want to highlight Stan's comment though before we do begin. This really made me smile because Stan covers a couple of important ideas over here that I want to share with the rest of you community members. He says, "Good morning, guys. Amazing video today. Recently, I realized I started to learn and absorb much more information than even a month ago." And that's really important, guys, because it begins to compound, right? Your learning starts to literally compound, much like how your gains begin to compound. I think one of the newest seedling members asked you recently, so when do I become a millionaire? And the response was something along the lines of, if you focus on the journey, right, and that's our motto at Seed, right? Journey before destination. Focus on the journey. A million will be the least that you start looking for before you know it, right? And the reason for that, guys, is because it really does. If you focus on your knowledge and your journey, that knowledge compounds, and then even the gains compound, and then believe me, millions will be the least you will be. At least the first million will be the least that you'll be looking for. Anyways, going on to continue Stan's comment, he says, finally focus my change from price targets to the real TA, right? It's not about those price targets. It's about those invalidation points that you're going to go and see that Stan mentions over here. He says, I was so glad to see that my recent edge trade setup from Sprouts was so similar to what Shawn explained yesterday on BTC's potential W break. Thanks to my clean invalidation points, I got out of the trade with a microscopic loss, and I felt just great about it. That is so key over here. I got out with a microscopic loss, and I felt great about it. Guys, I cannot emphasize this enough, and I think I rant on about this way too much, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again. It's about taking those losses. It's about being a champion loser, and that's what we try to specialize over here at Mango, being champion freaking losers. I lose all the freaking time. I lose all the time. I just brush it off like it never happened, and I just move on with my day. I play a video game. I'll watch my favorite TV show. I'll pick up my favorite book. Do something you love doing to just make sure you forget about the loss and move on with the process, right? But the only way you can do that is to keep those losses small, and the only way you can keep those losses small without being chopped out is by pre-planning when you take your loss, and Stan did all of that, right? And kudos to you, Stan. Well done. That W-like formation on Bitcoin, we've mentioned it over here too. on Mango, and it was a good trade to try for, right? I mentioned that too in the video. I said, hey, by all means, people are looking for this trade. I think it's a good trade. I'm not personally taking it, but hey, I may miss out on a potential move, right? And that was a trade-off I was willing to make. I'd miss out, and those of you who took the trade would have gained on it. But yeah, that's the game, guys. You cannot focus on winning every single freaking trade, and that's the bad mindset a lot of new traders come into this game with, expecting to be winners on every single trade. And that's a societal it's a bad habit we pick up coming into this world, because trading is not about that. Trading is not about that. It's about actually learning how to be a champion loser.
Exactly. It's so cool though that the seedlings, when they first start off, you know, they come in with that beginner mindset, and then you sort of see it morph as time goes by. And I think it's the coolest thing. It's the coolest transition that we experience. So anyways, getting on over to the charts. Shawn, are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
So we're going to start off with your trade setup. You took a trade today. So why don't you go ahead? I'm going to let you start off and tell them what it is that you're looking at, and tell them more about your trade setup.
So essentially, it's nothing really special. If you guys have been watching the videos over the past few days, or the past like week, I believe, we talked about this going into the monthly open, right? So big one over here is the 4-day 21 EMA and the Tenkin. If you guys do remember, when we opened that monthly, I flipped my stance to bullish, right? As long as we're holding that monthly structure, and I'd be looking to buy any dips. And we did get that dip into that 37,000 region, and it lined up with, well, you know, Krisha, that bottom of the Tenkin, right over here. You're seeing the Tenkin coming at around 37,500ish. We got that this morning. I was like, okay, you know what? I have one of two options. I can either wait, because remember, guys, I'm playing this as with the monthly as my undertone, and we could come very well all the way down to this horizontal over here, right? Or potentially even the green zone over here. So I'm not getting too aggressive with my position sizing. So I am allowing my trade to essentially come down on me all the way down over here, and I'll be looking to add to my position. So with that in mind, I haven't gone gung-ho on my trade. So one of two things happen over here. Trade either comes down, and I look to start adding on the white horizontal over here, and then my last bid will be around the green zone, right? Or the trade starts drifting towards the upside, and I start buying towards the upside move, right? So I'll be building my trade either towards the downside or towards the upside. Either way, within 3 more bids max, right? I'd like to finish it up in 2 bids, because I don't like to overcomplicate my trade. I'll be in full position. Now, I do not recommend you guys split up your bids in 4. I do not recommend that. It gets too complicated, in my opinion. That being said, I'm either going to be buying towards the upside or towards the downside from here. I got my first position in on the Tenkin, 4-day Tenkin. That's essentially the trade setup, Krisha. I am looking for this 4-day 21 EMA and Tenkin to defend price by the end of the close. Okay. This is how I'm going to be playing it. In 20 hours and 51 minutes, we are going to be closing this 4-day.
Right.
If we lose the 4-day 21 EMA and the 4-day Tenkin, I'll be looking to essentially close that trade out and reposition, right? So now I'll have my entire bid order left, or rather my entire ammo for this trade left for the next position if Bitcoin does drift all the way down to the white horizontal.
Okay.
Or towards the green zone that you mentioned, right? That you have marked out over here, rather. So what's the idea over there? The idea is that, hey, you know what? I am okay taking a loss over here, which is essentially me giving myself more room to bid 11% lower. So I'll be taking my loss again, just like Stan mentions. I'll be taking my loss and then rebidding lower for a better position. But it's really imperative that I take that loss quickly. If price moves down on me quicker, right, I'll just be looking, and I don't get a chance to take the loss, right, I'll just be looking to add.
Okay, so, that was going to be my next question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was a bit confused there. I'm like, wait, you're looking to build on those, you're looking to build on your existing trade on those regions of support, or you're just looking to reposition? So, okay, that clarifies it though. All right, so I think that's clear, right? So your invalidation right now is going to be the current region that we're testing, which is a Tenkin 21. And if
Yeah, so yeah, the 10K21 is what I'm using as a basis to enter my trade.
Yeah.
Right. But the undertone is, remember, the monthly, guys. I don't want you guys to lose sight of this chart right over here. Yeah. We held that Tenkin, we held the Kijun, we held the 21 EMA, right? We also held the Mango Dynamic on the monthly time frame. I do want to mention why I'm being a little bit more cautious with my trades over here, not just getting gung-ho on holding on to the trades just yet. Remember what I told you guys, bullish accumulation, not getting aggressive with my trades just yet. And that's that 2-week dynamic that I've been talking about ever since we lost it right over here. The time I get bullish, okay, the time I really start looking for the gung-ho trend trades is above the 2-week dynamic. So I want to see 2-week candles above this dynamic zone over here. So we have a few things coming into place, but we're not there just yet, right? That like we got that bull signal over here at around the 10,000 region. We don't have that because over here we had it on all time frames, the daily, the 4-day, the monthly, the bi-weekly as well. We don't have that just yet over here, so I want to be a little bit more cautious before doing that.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I think that's a clear trade setup. He's got his invalidation points in place, and well, for those of us, you know, who have been trading, especially seedlings, you guys know how important that is. All right, so now that we have Shawn's levels, as far as Bitcoin's price action goes, I mean, we did see that move to the downside, right, that we had postulated yesterday, and that was predominantly because of well, of course, technical weakness on those lower time frames, but more importantly, Shawn also spotted out a bearish pattern play for you guys. And this is something that I wanted to bring up because I don't think we really plotted the measured move for that 4-hour pattern play. Oh, there you go. Count on me to have my patterns drawn on my chart.
Hey, I think I drew this yesterday. Did I not?
I redrew it, Shawn.
Oh, okay. No wonder it's so pretty.
All right, so because I'd noticed something, this turns out to be a rising wedge. A rising wedge, guys, on a technical standpoint, is a bearish pattern. However, once again, it's only bearish on the break. Right, the break came in somewhere around here, and you're seeing that this is going to be a zone. This is almost like a zone of confluence when it comes to measured moves. That support region at 36K that we're looking at, and just yesterday I drew the significance. I basically drew out the significance of that 36K region. We're seeing confluence across many time frames: the 12-hour, the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day. There's a lot of confluence in that region. So far, I think that Bitcoin on the daily close. So right now, this is the 4-hour time frame. I think that we still have some way to go because if I just put on that Ichimoku cloud, we are looking weak against the Kijun right there.
Yeah.
Right? We're holding it as overhead resistance, and I'm saying that for as long as that happens, I'm saying this is growing technical weakness unless we take out the 4-hour Kijun. And what do I mean by take out? I'm talking about a candle body close over the Kijun. Okay, so look for a 4-hour candle body close, or even better, consecutive 4-hour candle body closes over the Kijun. That should tip you off on price wanting to see continuation to the upside, at which point I'll be looking for another retest of that 21 EMA. Okay, and this would sort of line up with your thing, Shawn, on the 4-day time frame, because you're right. I mean, it's that 4-day support. So you need to understand that even though, you know, price is hovering underneath the 4-hour Kijun, the higher time frame support is coming in, swinging in right underneath us right now. All right, so Shawn just highlighted the 4-day 21 EMA as well as the 4-day Tenkin for you guys, which is pretty much, if I just have to smack a line, I'll say it's right freaking here. Yeah. It's like a really, really tight range right now. Okay, so yes, price could get picked up from here. So I'd say look for 4-hour closes over the Kijun. Okay, that's going to be your first tip.
We have 20 hours before the 4-day closes, right? So a lot can happen within like the first 10 hours and then the last 10 hours. So within the first 10 hours, we may actually think about it. That's 10 1-hour candles, right? And 2.5 4-hour candles. We could literally see price come down, test the white horizontal over here, and then perhaps get picked up and close above again. So those kind of things happen, and you need to be okay with that. You need to account for that. So when I took my trade today, I'm like, okay, price may come down, and I'm like, I don't want to say I'm expecting it to, but I'm accepting it. Okay, I'm accepting if price does come down over there, and I'll be ready for my next bid if it does. Now, there are sometimes, guys, where I'll get into my full position. I don't have another bid to buy. Okay, and if price does come down, I either have to sit with it, right? And be like, I could have got a better bid, but I don't know. You never know if you're going to get that bid or not. So I had to weigh the consequences, I had to weigh my options, and I had to be like, okay, do I want to just wait for the trade to come down? Okay. Or do I want to just get into position? Now, keep in mind that we had the W-like formation coming in at this horizontal, right?
Yeah.
And I already told myself, you know what? This time, Shawn, wait.
Yeah.
Wait for the trade to pull back, okay? Now, the thing is, as a trader, if you start building a habit of just waiting, you'll just keep bringing your buy zone lower and lower and lower. And how many times has that happened to you guys, where you just say, hey, you know what, I'll buy in at 30,000 when price comes down to 30,000, and then price comes down to 30,000. You're like, you know what, I'll buy in at 28,000, and price comes down to 28,000. Like, you know what, I'll wait a little bit more and I'll buy at 25,000. And then price bounces and it goes without you. At one point, you just have to say, you know what, I don't care about catching the exact bottom. As long as I position size and I manage my risk and I do it Mango, I'm fine. So yeah, you know what, price may come down, and I'm accepting it to, or rather I'm expecting it to, accepting it to. You guys know what I mean. 4 hour here looking a bit weak, but Krisha, on the 1 hour time frame, we may be doing something a bit interesting. Do you see it? No?
Nope.
Okay, so
I mean, yeah, it's holding some region of support there, but all I'm seeing is price getting rejected off of that 21 EMA. Like, it's been pretty how about this? It's a squeeze. You can see the lows over there, the candle wick lows, right? So you can see that, okay, they're putting in higher lows on the candle wicks, and it's squeezing towards the 21 EMA. So I think the 21 EMA is going to be the tell, because notice how ever since we actually lost the 21 EMA, that was back at that 40K region, we have been holding it as freaking resistance, and it's been resilient on it. Do you guys see that?
Yep. So what I just drew out over here, Krisha, is the underlying support against that 21 EMA region. So what we can go ahead and draw now is the resistance, the overhead support, rather resistance. And what we have now is essentially a falling channel on over to the 4-day 21 EMA 10K support. Right, so this is essentially what I was looking at. I'm like, you know what, I don't know if this is going to break down or not. If it does, fine, I'll just get my next bid in somewhere around here. But there's a possibility that we reverse from here. We have at least a initial upthrust to retest this red horizontal over here at around 40,500. And I don't want to be sitting in and wondering, oh, did I miss my bid? I told myself I was going to buy 37,000. It came down to 37,000. I got greedy. I missed it. I don't want to deal with any of that. In today's video, I'm trying to make it a point to explain my mindset while getting into this trade, because I know a lot of people struggle with these ideas. I get a lot of questions where people ask me, hey Shawn, should I buy now? Should I wait? There's this support over here though, but there's this support over there though. What do I do? And the decision can be paralyzing, right? And you can get into analysis paralysis. And I'm trying to show you guys that, hey, you know what, don't sweat it too much. This is what I do when I'm in these sort of situations. So my mindset over here was, hey, if I have the monthly 10 SMA as my region of invalidation, right? And again, those of you in the C program, you guys can tie this to one of the videos I have in the trading strategy section or module X, trading the wink essentially, right? I'm going to turn on the Ichimoku, Krisha, and turn on your 10 SMA right over here. If I'm getting the opportunity to buy underneath the 10 SMA, that's a value buy, okay? And if I get invalidated underneath the 10 SMA by the end of the month, I don't know if I may get the opportunity to actually resell. Apologies. I may get the opportunity to resell on the retest of the 10 SMA.
Right.
So my loss may actually end up being a win in terms of nominal value. I still got invalidated on my thesis, but I come out on a win. So when you get to buy underneath your invalidation area, right, and you get those opportunities while you're within a candle, and those are one of the benefits of trading the higher time frames. So for example, the 4-day, there's 4 days to go, a lot could happen, but you may get a chance to buy underneath your 10K and 21 EMA, right? In this instance, I didn't do that because my monthly is the time frame I'm referencing, the monthly 10 SMA. So I'm buying underneath the monthly 10 SMA upon the 4-day 21 EMA and 10K as my underlying support, but the invalidation point is my 10 SMA.
Right.
So I may actually get invalidated on the trade in profit. So this is a really key idea that I'm sharing with you guys that you guys can use to your advantage.
Yeah, so I know that this video is turning out to be pretty heavy in terms of multi-time frame analysis, but this is a very, very crucial part of our trading strategy. So if you guys have any questions, I mean, feel free to, well, ask away, you know, in the comment section. Seedlings, definitely, if you have any questions regarding any of this, get onto the seed chat and ask us. Let's start a conversation on this, because this is all important. This is how you sort of dissect price action. Shawn, let's get on over to the daily very, very quickly. I want to see how we close. We didn't go over the daily close today.
Ooh, yeah.
My goodness.
The 21 EMA is where I'm actually keeping an eye on. So, the 21 EMA is one of the big reasons why I wasn't too keen on getting my entire position in. Right, and it's also one of the reasons why I divided my position into 4 as opposed to dividing my position into 3. Building my position is what I mean. So yeah, we have the daily 21 EMA over here, as well as the daily dynamic right over here, and you can see that the daily dynamic has already been tested. So you combine the daily dynamic being tested along with the 4-day 21 EMA, 4-day Tenkin coming in at the zone. It's again why I'm looking to start building the position over here. But we also have the bottom of the daily dynamic coming in at 36,000-ish, as well as the daily 21 EMA. But I did want to get into position over here, because remember what we were talking about throughout this entire region. Right over here, right? The daily dynamic, Krisha, was holding price down. We never got that double close over the daily dynamic, and I was very, very specific about this. I'm not going to hand it on over to you guys on a platter, but that's pretty much what I did. I said, guys, when we do get that double close over the dynamic, that's going to be the trade. Okay, we as traders got to be dynamic as well. And we noticed over here, it was literally screaming at us that this is literally going to be a tradable break, because each close of the dynamic was literally rejected, right? Once we got the double close, we got the big up thrust, right? Breaking that trend of the dynamic holding price down. Now we're retesting that dynamic, and again, very clear invalidation. If we lose the dynamic, I can simply get out of that trade.
Damn, like the dynamic has been so good with the levels. The daily dynamic, and this is something that we were keeping our eyes peeled on, right? Ever since we actually started the dump, and this is something I know you actually brought this up to my attention. I'm like, wait a minute. This is key. What's happening here? Every freaking rejection of that dynamic is pretty much calling price action from here, because you're right, we never ever got that validation above the dynamic, and it was red, it was bearish the entire freaking time. So what's happening here is going to be very key. We're seeing the dynamic also play out extremely well on the higher time frames as support. Right, that has been guiding us in terms of taking our trades as well. So even here, guys, the daily dynamic, for those of you who do have access, those levels are key.
So I just want to give a quick tip to the dynamic users out there, and I will be including this in the videos that are coming up very, very soon. Essentially, when you do see a thick cloud of support like this, or extended thick cloud, right, that's when you essentially, or what you can do essentially, is you can take a box and draw a box going across it and extend it, and that could be edge in the future. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't too keen on looking to be buying that W-like break, because according to the dynamic, that is still resistance. Now, for example, let's say this region over here starts extending, right? We start having the same flat thickness zone over here that's extending in a flat structure. We can essentially go ahead, and again, we're postulating that this happens, though it's not happened yet. We can go ahead and draw that as a box as well. So that's what the dynamic is doing for us. And again, that's one of the reasons why we were looking at this as a legitimate falling channel, because we had such a thin dynamic region of support over there, or rather resistance in this case. You can see how thin the cloud got, essentially indicating that, hey, when the move does come, it's going to be a volatile move, right? So again, even over here, it was the same story.
It's a hack for so I heavily rely on my support and resistance regions. Like, I'm always looking at that. For people who have been watching my videos, you guys know this, that it's all SNR for me. I really, really like focusing on that. And ever since I've been using the dynamic, it's been a complete freaking hack in really marking out the zones and marking it out clearly. It's way better than the EMAs, I find. I don't know if you're on the same page as me on that sense.
Well, the reason the dynamic was built was mostly for all coins, right? Because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sit through doing those 8Zs every single time, as well as, so basically combining all our theories together, right?
Yeah.
That's what the dynamic does. But I realized after building it for the altcoins that, damn, this works.
It worked so well. It worked
Yeah.
so well.
So yeah, so Krisha, we talked about the daily, we talked about the 1 hour a bit, we talked about the 4 hour. Is there anything else that we should
Let's give them targets. We're just
Okay.
going to give you guys immediate targets what we're looking for on the chart. For those of you looking at the shorter time frames, and I'm talking about the 4-hour time frame, the 12-hour time frame, if you really want to get a gauge as to where price is going to go, I'm saying get on over to your 4-hour time frame. Okay, I marked out a level for you right here. Put on that Ichimoku cloud. I'm going to get rid of any unnecessary lines that we do not need. Put on that Ichimoku cloud. So right now, you need to understand that Bitcoin is stuck within a zone of, well, support and resistance. Okay, we're like squeezed in a zone. The top of the zone comes in at the Kijun, coming in at 38,200. Okay, bottom of the zone comes in right here at around 37,600. Depending on which side we break on, all right, that is going to tip you off on what the next move is going to be. Do we start moving to the upside or do we start moving to the downside? If we start trending to the upside, the next region of contention I look for is going to be that 21 EMA. Okay, coming in at 39.2K. If we start moving to the downside, I'll be looking at
the bottom of the cloud.
Bottom of the cloud, going all the way down to $36,000. All right.
That's confluence over there. 36,000 is it's a potential buy zone, like a scalp trade at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'll be entering in at 36K. So 4-hour, that's what I'll be looking for those of you looking at the shorter time frames. For those of you who want to keep it mango and you want to keep it on the higher time frames, get on over to the daily. Keep it simple for yourself. Right now, I mean, we're still smack on support. Okay, this support comes in once again at $37,000. This was a level, by the way, which Shawn brought up to your attention yesterday, right, Shawn? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're looking at that. We start falling below that region. I'm saying down to the 21 EMA is going to be the first stop at around, once again, $37,000, just the lower range of that. If we start bouncing from here, then look to the upside. I think the first region of contention comes in at around... Yep, this region at 39.2K. Once again, confluence with that 4-hour time frame that we just went over.
So that daily Tankin is definitely a scalp play. So that's essentially where I'll be getting in at least my second bid, at the very least, right? My second bid. And now whether we bounce over there or not is going to give us some information. So I want to...
Keep your eyes, keep your eyes peeled on the macro. I think the macros. Yeah, it's about really all of this price action feeding into that macro picture. Right now, the monthly close was insane. Right, so it's about us these time frames feeding into that monthly close. That's what we want to see.
It's about positioning yourself right now. It's positioning your mindset, right, and positioning your trades as well. Because even flipping from one mindset to the other mindset, when pertaining to the bigger time frame trades, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I need to like transition into it.
Yeah.
So everyone's different, and play to your skills.
I like that. You actually need to transition into a mindset. It's not black and white. People think you can just flip a switch and everything is, hunky-dory. No, you gotta sort of slowly get into that. At least that's how it works for me as well,
because like there's a difference between just being one of those crypto Twitter guys who just post analysis and people who are actually trading, right? When it comes to practical trading, there's so much that is difficult with just the mindset that I needed to tackle. So it's why we approach things the way we do. We're like, we don't want to be right. We just want to make money. Because trying to be right costs me way too much money.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have our targets for Bitcoin. Are you ready to get on over to cake?
Oh yeah, cake. We're doing an altcoin today.
Yes.
So we're not eating that cake.
No, we're going to be eating cake too, Shawn. I'm just going to take this as a sign.
Okay.
We're going to hit the gym and then we're going to go and get cake. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want us to cover any of the altcoins that you are looking at, take this time to get down to the comments section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. And of course, the popular vote wins. Today it's cake. Tomorrow it would be fried chicken. If there's a coin named fried chicken, I don't know. Just go ahead and vote for your favorite altcoin. French toast. There we go. And if you're enjoying the information so far, definitely hit that like button because that helps Mango out a lot. So let's get into cake.
Let's do it.
Cake.
Is this pancake? Is it PancakeSwap?
Yeah, it's PancakeSwap.
Are you sure? Is it just something?
It's not French toast.
Oh, it's PancakeSwap. No, this has to be PancakeSwap. It is PancakeSwap.
That look
good. I like those horizontals.
Let's start afresh. You know, we probably have some new people in here.
Hold up though. I want this to undo that a bit. I just noticed this bear flag.
Which broke down, and then the bulls came in and said, nope, no can do.
Yeah.
Right.
So Pancake also had
this is Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. I was like,
okay, so PancakeSwap right here.
Yeah, no, it did. So PancakeSwap did have a trap over here as well, right? Pre-trappy action. It was putting in lower candle closes each time, and then kept getting picked up. This is actually looking pretty good. I really like this. Yeah, let's remove the horizontals now. What are your thoughts, Kusha? First glance.
It looks good. It looks like it wants to set in a trend. So once again, guys, I mean, PancakeSwap too, I mean, on the daily, we had been in that downtrend, right? So we had a series of, lower highs being put in, and now we're trying to, at least the bulls are trying to establish a brand new uptrend here.
So you look at this, Krisha. I'm seeing PancakeSwap take back its neckline, and Bitcoin has not. What's going on? Is Bitcoin dominance going down?
No, I don't think so,
Bitcoin
Shawn.
dominance is going down. This does make sense. All coins are probably, apologies, I lost our chart. All coins are probably outperforming Bitcoin across the board.
I think the altcoins are lagging behind, in my opinion, because let's not forget that Bitcoin actually broke up first from its W-like formation.
That's true, and Bitcoin's neckline is more like this
exactly.
zone, right?
That's the one that we were
Yeah,
testing. So it's very important to understand where we are, even in terms of the altcoins relative to Bitcoin. I think the altcoins are just about getting started, and the Bitcoin dominance chart that Shawn just pulled up. I usually use that, by the way, trick to really guide me in terms of are the altcoins going to start trending now, or is there more time? Does Bitcoin have a bit more oomph in it? So definitely keep your eyes peeled on Bitcoin dominance.
Those of you who are on the seed program, check out the seed setups channel. All right, I did post a trade idea in there, and the last time I posted a trade idea in there was for the DOT trade, right? So I did post another one in there. Again, it's not activated just yet, but it's something to keep an eye on at the very least, and we can use for other trades.
Yes, sirree. Okay, so PancakeSwap, getting back on over to the analysis. I think Shawn and I are on the same page in that we believe that the W-like formation has broken to the upside. Good catch on that, Shawn. I would not have noticed a W with all of that mess on the chart. So this right here is the W.
Look at me. I'm the pattern queen now.
You are the pattern queen now. Shawn has stolen my title. Okay, so these two pink line segments, guys, is the neckline. Okay, that marks the neckline. It's the break of the neckline that really triggers the pattern. So let's go ahead and take the measured move of this. I usually like using the wicks, okay? And if I start taking the measured moves using the wicks, I also make sure that that the neckline also accounts for the wicks. All right, you can't just be too selective about that. All right, so here we go. Let's place it on the break. Right. Good. Yeah. Look at that. $22.52 is where the measured move.
Really important.
It is going to be important. So now, just because the measured move of the W-like formation takes us up to $22.52, which would essentially be us taking out this major region of resistance overhead, does not necessarily mean that we get up there. We cannot ignore the fact that this is still resistance. There's a lot of times where patterns do not meet their measured moves, not in their entirety. Okay, so there's a good chance that yes, we could make our way up and get rejected off of this region. So keep your eyes peeled on this region as well. $21.33 is that next major region of resistance overhead. So far, I think PancakeSwap is clear for another move, but I want to see a bit more strength coming from the bulls here. For that, let's get on over to the 4-hour time frame, Shawn.
Wouldn't you say it's doing pretty well, considering Bitcoin has literally just given up its price action for over the past few days, and it's doing pretty well.
That's a good point.
We have to take into consideration that this is holding and drifting upwards while Bitcoin is jumping down. I like this.
That's a good point. Shawn makes a very, very, very good point. That is something that you guys need to be just vigilant of.
At the end of the day, Bitcoin, if it does have a big move, right, towards the downside, the altcoins will give in as well. But if Bitcoin does start drifting towards the upside, I think altcoins may actually have a interesting show. So yeah.
Yeah. So Okay, so yeah, this is the weekly.
What do you want to take a look at?
Sorry, I wanted to look at the 4-hour time frame relative to the cloud, because the thing with altcoins, guys, is that sometimes you find some really decent signatures on these charts that would help you with price action. Now, okay, so I'm looking at price relative to its levels. It's not neat. You know, there are some that trend say very, very well along the 21 EMA. This is not one of them. Check out the dynamic,
maybe.
Let's go ahead and look at the dynamic.
And there we go.
Let's do this. Mango dynamic on a roll. Okay, so now this seems to be guiding price action very, very well. And keep it simple, guys. Once again, we start breaking back down below the dynamic. I'm looking for consecutive candle body closes, something we haven't got ever since this trend was actually established. For those of you who actually managed to take the trade based on the Mango dynamic, you're still up a good 34% on this. If we start losing the dynamic to the downside, I'm saying further down we come, and the first region of contention I'll be looking at would actually come in right here at around $15.16. However, we start trending to the upside, then you guys know what region we're looking for, right? We're looking for those daily highs to get tested. Of course, we're likely going to see resistance on the way, but that's going to be the next major target overhead, coming in right... what was that here? $21.26. What I usually do in instances like this, I usually go for the midpoint. So I know that this is the current range that we're in. And I'll go ahead and mark out the midpoint for myself. Okay? And that comes in right here. So we may just get a stop at around 1848. We start getting back up over 1848. I'm saying all the way up to 2128. Here we come. And that's not going to be an ordinary move. From where price is at right now to even the midpoint, that's going to be a good 15% to the upside. Okay? To the top of the range, that's going to be a good 32% to the upside.
Definitely trade opportunity. Again, guys, just to reiterate that trading tip that we talked about on Bitcoin. Another quick example would be using it over here. Use the two flats to draw out your box, and then you now essentially have a... Krisha, isn't this the top of your measured move, actually?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, there you go. So when you see that kind of confluence, you can start taking profits in the zone over here for any big move that you're trading towards the... Actually... Okay, yeah, a lot of confluence, So the way I'd be looking to trade this is towards the top of the zone over here, the green box territory. The top of the box is where I take the maximum of my trade off, right? And then look to enter again once we start clearing above the green box territory, because essentially you'd be out of the consolidation zone entirely, and you can start looking for trend trades now, volatile moves all the way up to $30, perhaps even 42 and higher. So we're not there yet, but...
It's looking good though. Cake is actually looking really good. If I was leaning on one side, I'd lean on the bullish side. Like, look at the Mango dynamic is also like solid green, Shawn. That's green. Looking really, really good. Yep. Also, we're over the region of resistance now turned into support. I'm saying we're likely going to see continuation here. Keep it very simple for yourself as far as the trade is concerned. So have that invalidation point in place. We're sitting smack on support, so you don't even have to wait too long for you to understand whether or not you're invalidated on this trade. Okay, remember what Shawn mentioned at the beginning of this video. You know, half of this game is you being a good loser, you knowing when to take your loss. Take it fast, you know, hold on to it for long enough for you to learn from it, and then let go of it.
Well said, Krisha.
Okay, so yeah, this is all we have for you, honestly. For Cake, you guys have our targets. You know where I am leaning on this trade. I'm saying this is more bullish than it is bearish.
Yeah. If we lose that neckline over here, essentially lose this $15 region, we can start looking towards new lows, I believe, but at the very least $11.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty much it, Krisha. Any further thoughts?
No, I am ready to eat more cake now. Or not more cake, but to have my fresh slice of cake. But alrighty, guys, don't forget to tell us which altcoin you want us to cover in tomorrow's video. And with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.